Good morning, students. I hope everybody is doing well this morning. We've come back to our lessons, and then this morning, the subject that we are going to do is mathematics, and then the topic is what? Plotting coordinates. Plotting coordinates. I think on Tuesday we started drawing both x-axis and then y-axis, and I told you that in drawing the x-axis, it is just like drawing horizontal line, but the x-axis is having positive numbers and then negative numbers. X-axis is having positive numbers and then negative numbers, and then when you are drawing, the intervals between the numbers should be the same. The intervals between the numbers should be the same. Then on x-axis too, we have both positive numbers and then negative numbers. Positive numbers and negative numbers. So the intervals between the numbers should be the same. The intervals between the numbers should be the same. That's what I told you on Tuesday. So today we are going to learn how to plot numbers on the grid, how to plot coordinates on the grid, how to plot coordinates on the grid. Now let's take this to be our grid. We have x-axis, then we have what? Y-axis. We have x-axis and then y-axis, and then here we have what? 0 here. We have the positive numbers 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then this is 6. Then the negative side, we have what? Negative 1, negative 2, negative 3, negative 4, negative 5, and then negative 6. So I've drawn the x-axis, and then I've written the positive numbers and then the negative numbers. Now let's go to the y-axis. So let's draw the positive numbers. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then 6. This is the positive numbers of what? Y-axis, or positive numbers on y-axis. Then we have the negative numbers on y-axis. So this is our grid. I've told you that we have the line x-axis, and x-axis is having positive numbers and then negative numbers. Then on y-axis too, we have positive numbers and then negative numbers. And I've told you that when we are drawing, the intervals between the numbers should be the same. And you don't use pen to draw. You don't use pen to draw the lines and then the numbers. We use pencil to draw. We use pencil to draw. Now, let's take these coordinates. If let's say I have coordinate, let's say 2 and 2, then I have another coordinate, let's say negative 2, and then let's say 4. I have another coordinate, let's say negative 3, negative 3. Then let's take the last one to be, let's say 5, 4, negative 4. Now, when we look at these numbers, we have 2 and 2, we have negative 2 and 4, negative 3, negative 3. Then we have what? 5 and then negative 4. This one is positive, positive. This one too is what? Negative and then positive. Negative, negative, then positive and then negative. Now, the first numbers, that's the numbers that are starting. These numbers, the first numbers, these are x. You have to find it on s axis. Find these numbers on s axis. So always the first numbers are found on s axis. The first numbers are found on s axis. And then the second numbers are found on y axis. So here we have y, here is what? Y, here is what? Y, here is y. The second numbers are found on y axis. So if you want to plot, and the first number, we know that the first number is what? X. And if the number x, if it is positive, you have to look at it at the positive side of the s. You have to look at it on the positive side on the x-axis. If it is negative, the first number is negative, you have to find it on the negative side on the x-axis. So now, let's take the first one. We are saying that the first number is what? 2. And it is positive 2. Now, on the x-axis, where is the positive 2? The positive 2 is here. The positive 2 is here. And then, when we get that one, then we go to the second number. The second number is y. This is y axis. And then the y axis, where is the positive number? 2. Positive number 2. The positive number here is negative, here is positive. So the positive number is here. So where are they going to meet? So when you put the letters, you will send them dots, they will meet here. So here we get what? 2 and what? 2. This is the first one. So this coordinates, this is how we plot it. Then we go to the second number, the second coordinates. We have negative 2 and then 4. Negative 2 and 4. So negative 2 on x-axis. Here is positive. So negative 2 is here. The negative 2 is here. Then we go to the y-axis, we find 4. Positive 4. Where is the positive 4? We have the s-axis. Now, here is negative, the positive is up. So the two, they are going to meet somewhere here. So here will be negative 2, 4. So we have here negative 2 and then 4. Negative 2 and then 4. Negative 2 and 4. Now, we move on to the next coordinates. We have negative 3, negative 3. Negative 3, negative 3. So the first one, I've told you that always the first number is on s-axis. So we have negative 3 here. So negative 3 on s-axis. Here is positive, here is negative. So on the s-axis, the negative is this one. The first number, negative 3 is this. And then the second number 2 is what? Negative 3 on y-axis. So here is positive, so negative is here. So they are going to meet here. They are going to meet here. So we have negative 3, negative 3. Negative 3, negative 3. Now, we will move on to the next number, the next coordinates. The next coordinate is what? Positive 5 and then negative 4. Positive 5 and then negative 4. Now, the first number is found on the what? S-axis. So if the first number is 5, then we have the positive side and the negative side, and the number is positive, so the 5 is here. Then the next one will be found on the y-axis, and it is negative 4. So negative 4, we have the y on the y-axis, we have here positive, here negative, so they will be meeting at this place. So we have 5, negative 4. 5, negative 4. So this is how to plot coordinates on the grid. This is how to plot coordinates on the grid. I've told you that when you want to plot coordinate on the grid, first you have to draw the grid, and then you have to provide the two lines, x-axis and then y-axis, x-axis and then y-axis. And then on the x-axis we have positive numbers and then negative numbers. On the x-axis we have positive numbers and then negative numbers. The same thing on the y-axis, we have positive numbers and then negative numbers. And then I've told you that on the grid, the intervals between the numbers should be the same. If the intervals are the same, your plotting will be very, very nice. But if the intervals are not the same, your plotting will be somehow. So when you are doing it, you have to make sure that you use ruler to measure so that you get the same intervals between the numbers. You get the same intervals between numbers. You get the same intervals between the numbers. And when you are drawing, please use pencil. Don't use pen, because this one you can clean. The reason why we use pencil is that you can clean. So if you are using pencil and then maybe you make a mistake, you just clean it easily. But with pen, unless you change the whole paper, that's why it is advisable to use what? Pencil. And I've told you that when you want to plot coordinates, always the first numbers are found on x-axis. The first numbers are, let me say, s are found on x-axis. Then the second numbers are found on y-axis. So if the first number is a positive, you have to go to the x-axis and then find the positive number there. If it is negative, go to the x-axis and then find the negative number there. If the second numbers, I've told you that it is what? Y, it is found on y-axis. So if the second number is positive, then go to the positive side of the y-axis. If it is negative, go to the negative side of the y-axis. Children, I hope what we have learned today, you are happy to hear from me. And then I know that you'll be able to plot coordinates that I'll be giving to you later. Thank you and God bless you all.